Hi Libra, welcome to your June 2020 Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store for you. What is happening for your actions and interactions with the world at large? What are you doing this month? All right, and you get the Ace of Cups, right? So you are letting your heart lead the way for you this month. Your Ace of Cups is a new beginning, and this is about you connecting to the power of your relationships. It's about you connecting to the power of your heart. It's also about you seeking a new start, right? Whether you're partnered, whether you're single, is irrelevant. This is about you kind of saying, you know what, I'm ready for a different experience when it comes to my connections, when it comes to my heart, when it comes to even the connections that you have with your family, with your loved ones. This is about you saying, I'm ready for a different experience to the one that I'm having now. Yeah, Ace of Cups as well. This is where your heart sort of overflows. You could be looking at everyone and everything through the guise of love this month, and it does, you know, this is a really powerful energy. A lot of people say like, oh, you know, love is just kind of lovey-dovey and mushy and gushy. It really isn't. When you truly love something, when you truly put your heart into something and you are in love with it, regardless of whether this is a person, whether it's a place, whether it's a thing, when you truly love something, you are able to transcend every other experience because you are in love, right? So whenever you see this card, especially as a card of your actions, just consider that whatever it is that you're doing this month, you have the energy, the power to go for it. And the reason being is because you're letting your heart lead you, right? You're letting that power of love really overflow within you so that you can move towards whatever it is that you choose, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that your heart truly desires. Ace of Cups, a wish fulfilled. What is it that your heart wants? What is it that your heart really feels like it is pulling you towards? Because there is a new start there. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes up. Okay, for your money and materials this month, right? So because your Ace of Cups falls right next to this. This could be a month where somebody really plays on your heartstrings for the money, for the finances. Maybe they want something from you, maybe they need something from you, and it could be that this week they're hitting you in all the right places, with all the right phrases, with all the right buttons, right? My advice to you this month, if somebody comes to you asking for money or financial assistance, the answer is no. The reason I say that is because there's just this kind of like there's this sort of wishy-washy energy about anyway at the moment, especially at the moment that I'm filming this. And then with the Seven of Swords, this can be about lies, it can be about deceit, sometimes it can be about where things aren't above board or where they're not being honest. Because it comes right next to that Ace of Cups, this tells me that when it comes to your money and materials, somebody could be trying to not swindle you, but it's kind of like, yeah, you know, that person's good for it, they've got it, and you know, if I say this, this and this, they'll just say, oh, well, you know what, I'll do it, or I'll give you it, I'll help you. And this month you really need to be on the lookout for that. Sometimes it takes a stronger heart to be able to say no. Sometimes the love that you give somebody that is unconditional is being able to deny them, is being able to say, you know what, I love you enough to let you learn this lesson. It's not easy, right? And it's, you know, a lot of people might think, oh, you know, that's a backward logic. No. That's my personal understanding of it. For your home, again, this is a week. This is a month where I would be really cautious of your possessions. So if there's anything that you have that is outside, be sure that it's locked up. If there's anything that you know, especially if it's like a, you know, like a bike or something that you use on a utilitarian level, just be sure that it is packed away, locked away when it comes nighttime. It seems like something this month, it's almost like there's a question mark around that kind of thing. So my advice to you is just keep an eye on all of your belongings, especially things that need to be locked up. Your Seven of Swords can sometimes represent a person, somebody literally sneaking around like a thief at night. So just consider that. And then finally, when it comes to your health, this is a month for you to really consider all of your ligaments. So be careful with ankles, be careful with elbows, shoulders, all of those places that bend. This month, just be really careful when it comes to your health. Maybe you're doing something that you do all of the time. I'll give you an example. The martial arts actress Michelle Yeoh, when they were filming Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, they were filming a scene that they'd done I think something crazy 15 times because they had to get it just right. And I think it was on the 15th try, she'd landed on a stone, just a tiny little stone, and it put her whole knee out and everything. She was out for 2.5 months. So this is why I say to you, it could be that you're doing something that you love. Maybe you're skipping, maybe you're riding your bike, whatever. And it could be that you just do something ever so slightly wrong. Oh, the ankle's gone. Oh, the shoulder. So just this month, any of those sort of bendable bits, or even a finger, just be really careful this month. I gotta say, it's not a great month for your money and materials, but look at this. Regardless of what's happening with your money and materials, in your actions, you've got this big sort of heart-based energy going on. Love is a powerful protector. Never ever think that it isn't. It really is a powerful protector. And this is the month where I will say to you as well, if something doesn't feel right, then it isn't. All right, check in with your intuition. Ask yourself what your heart tells you. For your communications and conversations, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So going back to this, right, if you own a bike, a motorbike, a quad bike, if anything like that, please, over the course of this month, especially over the 2nd and 3rd weeks of the month, lock that thing down, lock it up. Do whatever you can to make it either really, really difficult to get hold of, or put no fuel in it so that it can't be taken, especially if it's something motorized. Now, for your communications and conversations, your Knight of Pentacles sees you really look at this. I mean, this month you could be really very persuasive. You could be very, very persuasive this month. Now, there is one thing that I will say to you on that front. Just be sure that this Seven of Swords doesn't see you sort of offering or saying, I can be there, I can do that, I can, maybe you're so determined to succeed this month, or so determined to get something, maybe, a new job, maybe anything. If you embellish or you say that you can do something that you can't this month, whenever the Seven of Swords is around, the chances are you will get found out, and at some point it's just kind of crumble underneath you. Sell yourself in the best way, absolutely, right? Put your best foot forward for sure, but don't say that you can do something when you can't. Don't promise to be able to do something or deliver something by a certain time, because the chances are you will overrun. You won't have the time or the energy behind you to complete by the deadline. This is kind of a message to say to you this month. Don't overwork yourself for the sake of hearing the words that you want to say, right? This is kind of a month, especially if you're negotiating anything, if you are especially if you're negotiating anything, put the offer on the table, hold fast to what you offer. This is not a month for you to put whistles and bells on something just for the sake of hearing the words yes or you've got the sale. All right, just really be really cautious of that. But yeah, you're very persuasive this month, bordering on sort of extreme confidence. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. You couple this with this warm sort of loving magnetic energy, you've got a real sort of recipe for success. Just be sure that you're not offering more than you can actually deliver. For your love and relations, you have the Seven of Wands. I mean, I got to be honest, those of you that are partnered this month, you could find that you guys are really clashing. You know, and I think the reason that you're going to find this as well is usually the Libran is the person that will say, oh, you know what, just let them have it. Like, it is what it is. I'll just pull back, or, you know, anything to keep the peace. This month, you're going to be overriding that inbuilt sort of mechanism. And it may very well be that you're standing up for yourself in ways that you haven't before. And, you know, this has kind of met like a, you know, with some resistance, because it's like, well, no, usually you were supposed to say, and you're like, well, that supposed to say energy is no longer here, you know, certainly not for this month anyway. For those of you that are single, it looks like there's some really good banter on the table. I'm not necessarily seeing it being much more than that, if I'm completely honest, because your ruler, Venus, is currently retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So although it's still a trine energy, my advice is it could just be, do you know what I mean? Like, it could start as banter, and before you know it, it just devolves into you know, something that you weren't quite expecting or didn't necessarily want. So just something to consider. Let's have a look at your weeks of the month. What is going on there for your weeks of the month over the course of June? You have the Death card underneath the Ace of Cups. So yeah, this is a time for you to really start to figure out, you know, what are your truest heart's desires and wants? What are your, you know, what are the things that you really want that you don't talk about, that you don't share with anyone? What are the things, you know, are they kinky? Are they taboo? Are they, you know, this could be a month. I mean, if you are partnered, this could be a way of alleviating that energy. Maybe you could take your maybe you could take your bedroom antics in a completely different direction. You know, maybe you come out in some full leather sort of, your partner's like, ow. Oh, still a little bit sore, but yeah, sorry, that really made me chuckle. The other thing with your Death card as well, this looks like you are choosing to go in a new direction. I actually feel like your idea about maybe your communication style is about to come into question. It feels for me actually in a big way like you're actually saying to yourself, you know what, my heart wants something else. And this could see you going in a completely different direction. It might see you really considering ending something that, you know, has been a part of your life for a really long time. This could see you making that decision, and it might be a surprising one to, you know, to the people that love you most, to the people that are closest to you. Ultimately, you need to go with whatever feels right for you, right? For your second week of the month, you have the Temperance card underneath the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I'm going to be really honest with you. This could be a month where you are fibbing to yourself about what you... this could be a month where there might be some self-delusionment going on. It does look like you could be telling yourself some sort of grandiose lie. It may even be as well that you convince yourself that something is a certain way only for it to be revealed to be another. This could have something to do with somebody at a distance to you. Maybe you've got something in your mind that, you know, you thought was one way and it's actually revealed to you that it was another way. I have to say this, it does look like you're about to be shocked. And the reason I say that is because I actually feel like in some respect there's something that you have actually misjudged, Libra. Sorry to say, but it does look like this time you are kind of wrong. You know, not to say that you're a wrong person or anything like that, but it just looks like there's something coming in here, maybe about somebody that lives, you know, far away from you, or somebody that you've had a falling out with. It looks like you've got something wrong. And this month it will probably be revealed to you what it is. When it comes to somebody asking you for money, etc., it looks like this is taking place, and actually there's a part of you that will probably want to do this, but it looks like you'll be making a better decision to say, actually, you know what, there's probably more to this situation, and unfortunately I'm not going to be the one to bail you out. Just expect that to come over the course, and whoever it is, it looks like they're going to try everything and anything, you know, all the usual stuff that they try that usually works. They're going to try it, only this time you're kind of resolute that you're not going down that path. Then you've got the Judgment card. This is going to be a very deep month for you guys. I think you're going to probably see the nuances in relationships, in connections, in the way that communication happens in your relationships, in ways that you haven't seen it before. It does look like you're reconnecting with somebody at a distance from you. I am actually seeing a journey take place for you here. In the third week of the month, it looks like you're on the road and you're going to talk to somebody. You could be having a real heart-to-heart with this person. You could be having, I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, that you travel there, but with the Knight of Pentacles, it's very likely to be an actual journey, because it's, and with the Judgment card, it looks like you could be delving into something to do with your past, maybe something to do with their past. This could be coming up for you in a really big way, and it could be that you're kind of, you know, maybe it's that heart-to-heart sort of talk that you've been waiting to have with somebody for a really long time. You know, it could be nice, but it could also be one of those ones that's a little bit of a tearjerker. So just, you know, just consider. Your fourth week of the month, you have the Chariot card. So you are victorious. I know I'm a dork, but you see what I did there. All right, so check this out. First things first, what do we see? You've got 1, 2, and then you've got the Chariot card, which is also number 7. You've got 3 sevens, right? But you've got really 2 sevens. So we'll look at that in a sec. Your Chariot card, for those of you that are single, it does look like you are maybe going to meet somebody this month in the 4th week of the month. Like I said, this could be, you know, it could be that there's a lot of banter, a lot of fun. It could be a very feisty and sexual time. It could be a time of, you know, high passions and all of the rest of it. I just don't see it necessarily coming to much more than that. So, you know, enjoy whatever it is while it lasts, which is, you know, not necessarily a bad thing. And then for those of you that are partnered, again, look at this, right? So this is the card of winning, victory, success, all the rest of it. It looks like this new way of you being, this new sort of more forceful, more dominant sort of aspect of you that's coming through over the course of this month isn't just greatly appreciated by, you know, the other person. It's actually more by you. This could see you feeling more yourself than you have in a long time, which is, it's great actually. For your key to the month, right, and your sevens, right, so your 2 sevens there, it does look like you're getting some sort of information or some sort of news is coming through to you, and whatever it is that's coming to you, it does look like this is what's going to prompt this journey that's taking place. I feel like this month you're going to end up having to take some sort of a commute that you're not expecting. It's not one that's necessarily planned, but it is one that you're taking. For those of you that are single, it may very well be that you then decide to go and meet this person that you know there's no future with, but just to have a good time, to cut back and let loose. You know, it happens. We're human. Your key to the month is the Empress card, right? So financially, you are actually in a good place, and I feel like maybe that's what this is about. You know, someone sees that you're all right and it's like, well, they've got it, they, you know, they can help me out. On a personal level, there could be a lot of growth, there could be a lot of comfort that you are seeking this month, and it actually feels like that's what you're looking for. Remember, the Empress card represents Venus, and so therefore your ruler. This could be a month of connections for sure. It could be a month of you really paying attention to your relationships, but it could also really see you asking the question of, where is it that I go next? You know, and in all senses of whatever that might mean for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.